starts right now.
Tonight, progress in Peoria, when to expect new retail and residential space in the River City.
Plus, new ways to treat old habits, how Central Illinois is treating heroin addiction.
It continues to be a hard fight to get our city, as a matter of fact, to look at and invest in minority businesses.
And providing tools for success, how the Rauner administration and leaders in Central Illinois are targeting minority-owned businesses.
And that's where we begin tonight. Good evening, I'm Maria Chandler.
I'm Paul Cicchini. Unbelievable, and not in a good way. That's how Peoria's 1st District Councilwoman describes the number of minority-owned businesses in the city.
And she says the numbers aren't low due to a lack of talent. Marvis Herring has details about how that could soon change. Marvis.
Maria, Councilwoman Denise Moore will soon launch the brand new Minority Business Development Center. It's a nonprofit with one goal, opening doors for minorities.
I don't think that it's friendly to minority businesses, otherwise there would be more.
Sham St. Louis is the co-founder and CEO of the X Factor agency in Peoria. She's also a member of the River City's Black Business Alliance, and she says she'd like to see a change in the trend when it comes to business owners.
When it comes to the business and the entrepreneurship realm, it's typically dominated by men. St.
Louis tells me she joined the Peoria BBA because it teaches business development and helps minorities turn dreams into reality.
Because the only color we see is green.
Councilwoman Denise Moore knows the struggles of getting a business off its feet. That's part of the reason why she began the Black Business Alliance years ago. But she says one meeting per month wasn't enough.
If you came to a meeting and you became very inspired, but you needed some assistance a few days later, there was really nobody to go to. And so I finally decided it was time to launch a Minority Business Development Center here in Peoria.
The Minority Development Center will have longer hours and be open on Saturdays, which is good for those still working a full-time job to pay the bills. She says the center is there to target problems that may be specific to minority-owned businesses.
Our focus is on ethnic minorities, women, and veterans.
The data from 2008 and 2013 shocked her when it came to the ethnicity and gender makeup of CEOs.
It indicated that the number of African American, let's just work with African Americans here, the number of African American businesses in Peoria is so small, it doesn't even register as a number on the chart. It's a footnote. That's unbelievable.
Unbelievable, but now she's working to restore faith that anyone who is serious about starting a business in Peoria can.
Because at the end of the day, you want to make money. Exactly. And it doesn't matter what you look like. People will be coming here not only for major corporations, but because they hear there's something going on in Peoria. Peoria is a little different. They're making it happen, but we're not doing that right now.
And Denise Moore was also chosen as one of the members of the Advancing the Development of Minority Entrepreneurship program. It's a new initiative launched by the governor's office this spring. Maria?
Marvis, thank you. Well, progress is continuing at another building in the Warehouse District. Developers in the Murray building tell WMBD they're almost done with their demolition phase. The next step is getting the building ready for stores and people to live in. They say they've already pre-leased over half of the commercial space in the building. One company's already agreed to set up shop on the second floor. The developer says they plan to finish building the commercial space by June. The residential space is planned to be done by September.
It's a new look for one of the oldest buildings in Peoria's Warehouse District. Zion Coffee Bar will open in the historic Union Depot Hotel. The same developers also purchased an adjacent building. The cafe will carry blends from local farmers and serve beer and wine at night. There are also plans to build 2 apartments above the shop. City leaders say this is the type of development they've been hoping for in the district. Zion Coffee Bar is expected to open this summer. The restoration of the building should be done by 2017. Ameren avoids an investigation from the Illinois Commerce Commission. The ICC will not look into Ameren's response to the winter storm that hit central Illinois late last month. The commission looked at a number of factors before making its decision, including follow-up meetings with Ameren and a report submitted by the power company. This comes after mixed reviews of Ameren's response to the ice storm that left thousands without power for several days.
Central Illinois is one of many areas nationwide exploring new ways to keep drug addicts from returning to old habits.
What can we do to reduce their chance of going back out and using again?
Vivitrol is a new drug many addiction recovery specialists are using. It's made to block effects of opiate-related drug use like heroin and prescription pill abuse if a patient relapses. It also targets cravings for these drugs. The Unity Point Health Illinois Institute for Addiction Recovery tells WMBD they've recommended an oral version of the drug called naltrexone.
It's a form of relapse prevention. When it's paired with a program that is focused on sobriety, support, etc., it can be very effective for early recovery.
Naltrexone is a medication taken daily, while Vivitrol is administered as a shot that is taken once every 28 days. About 30 states use this treatment. And in the Peoria area, emergency crews respond to at least one heroin overdose every day. Last month, local city and county leaders put together a heroin task force to help stop the abuse of the deadly drug. It's made up of nearly 20 people from throughout the region and includes 3 components: community, education, law enforcement, and health initiative. The task force also plans on reaching out to the medical community to guide addicts to get help. The groups received federal money to help fund the task force, but for the most part, it's just officers putting in extra effort to end the epidemic.
It's been 7 months and there is still no funding from the state. Campuses across Illinois are now forming a coalition to get something done. It comes weeks after presidents at 9 public universities sent a letter demanding funding. Without the money, several public universities and community colleges across the state will no longer be financially viable. At this point, many campuses are dipping into their reserves to cover the cost for MAP grants and other programs. The Grauner administration released a plan it says can cut down on excess spending at colleges. The memo suggests cutting waste with administrative costs. It criticized colleges that spend thousands of dollars on private jets and cars, as well as executive compensations, and using state money to lobby, tuition and fee waivers, and severance packages.
A shift of nearly $300 million could be the saving grace for public schools. The State Board of Education would move money from special education into the general school funding formula, but all of that with the wealthiest districts would see an increase in state funding. Lawmakers will discuss the plan further when they talk more about the budget.
Still ahead, preparing for the worst. How first responders in central Illinois are training for a cold weather emergency.
Plus, a doctor in central Illinois finds himself on the other side of an emergency. How quick action by some gym goers saved his life.
And the snow is come and gone, but the temperatures still remain on the cool side, at least for now. Warmer weather knocking on our door. We'll have the full forecast coming up.
You're watching WMBD News at 10 in high definition with Paul Cicchini, Maria Chandler, Chief Meteorologist Chris Yates with your local Weather Authority forecast, and Kurt Pegler with sports. This is WMBD News at 10. Central Illinois proud.
How's Jim? Better. He's coming home soon, and I'm going to assure that he doesn't fall again.
Really?
I listened to you and called Bathfitter. Bathfitter came into our home and turned our old tub into a beautiful new walk-in shower. They took care of everything. The shower seat, safety bars, and even the shower doors. Now we can safely stay in our home longer.
Call Bathfitter today for your free in-home estimate. Bathfitter, we're the perfect fit.
Get everything you want and more at Upstream Nissan.
An incredible selection.
People you can count on.
And pricing that's updated each and every day.
Plus our 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty.
Because we don't just sell Nissans, we sell value. Upstream Nissan in Peoria.
It's been a long time since we or any successful retailer expect you to pay more money because we're us. There's cases where I'm shopping with somebody I trust and I feel it's awkward to ask them to match some other place. I don't want that ever to happen in my store. And that's why all of our salespeople carry iPads. You can come in, you can talk to an expert. We'll shop the website of any other local retailer. If they've got a better price, we'll match it right there. We expect that you want the best price, but you want to talk to an expert. It's what we're good at.
Large corporate nursing homes make millions of dollars each year. Your mom and dad pay for it.
Our firm, Parker & Parker, handles cases of nursing home neglect, and other firms can't.
And at Parker & Parker, we work with you personally. If you have questions about what happened in a nursing home, please give us a call.
At Parker & Parker, we listen.
It's easy to get the low payment you've always wanted at Upstream and Pekin. This week, drive home a new Jeep Renegade for $249 a month, or a new Wrangler for $388 per month. A Wrangler 4x4 for under $400 a month. Easy to shop, easy to save. Visit UpstreamPekin.com.
The Storm Tracker Skycam Network, brought to you by Walker Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac. Now, your local weather authority, WMBD's Chief Meteorologist, Chris Yates.
Welcome back. This latest storm system has come and gone, leaving some cool temperatures in its wake. For now, it is a chilly night across much of central Illinois. And a beautiful shot, though, coming in from our Boris Berry Lofts Skycam in East Peoria. A nice shot with a fresh blanket of snow still on the ground. 14 degrees, the current temperature. Winds aren't blowing much, but they are out of the east-northeast at 6 miles per hour. That is making you feel a lot more like 5 degrees out there. So bundle up if you're heading out. The wind speeds will remain light tonight. Temperatures are all over the place. Currently 8 degrees in Lincoln, 13 up in Peru. Single-digit temperatures currently in Pontiac, but as you get down towards Bloomington-Normal, their temperature now sitting at 10. And back down into the single digits towards Lincoln. I-55, a nice big blanket of snow cover, along with mostly clear skies, at least earlier this evening, has allowed your temperatures to really tumble. But we are tracking even more clouds pushing in as we speak. These mid and high level clouds will continue to increase. That is going to act as a blanket and will make your temperatures level off, if not even maybe climbing up a bit as we head into early tomorrow morning. The next weather system on the horizon is already bringing snow to parts of Kansas and Nebraska. Don't worry, this one is not going to affect us, at least not when it comes to snowfall. It will continue to send high clouds our way, but this is a lot of energy coming in off the Rockies and into the Central Plains. But the low pressure system itself is heading south, and then eventually it's going to at least take its sights on the mid-Atlantic, where it's going to bring some very heavy snow. But for us, high pressure currently in charge, high clouds continuing to funnel in. Tomorrow there will be a severe weather threat, at least for the southern states, but as we head into Friday, into Saturday, that's where snow becomes an issue, especially for areas like Washington, D.C., even southern Ohio, back into Kentucky, really picking up potential for some significant snowfall. Anywhere from a foot to a foot and a half of snow can fall across the mid-Atlantic region. The storm then, as it heads into the weekend, will begin to push up right along the coast of New England, bringing areas like New York, perhaps a nice shot of snow this weekend. All right, here's what we're dealing with as we kind of get through tonight. More cloud cover pushing in. Temperatures will be into the teens and single digits depending on your location. 12 degrees here in Peoria, around 6 in Bloomington, 3 for Pontiac as well as Lincoln. Now through tomorrow, partly sunny skies, a mix of sun and clouds. We're expecting temperatures to be a little bit warmer. Back into the mid to upper 20s, 26 for Peru. I think we'll top out around 28 in Peoria. And with still looking at a good snowpack in Bloomington, you picked up 4 inches out of this last storm. We're going to keep your temperature down just a little bit, down to 25. But our Southside Bank extended forecast looks nice. It's the nicest forecast we've seen in quite some time. High temperatures in the upper 20s and lower 30s through the rest of this week. We're looking at highs around 35 on Sunday. Paul, our next chance of snow comes Monday.
I'm okay with that. Thanks, Chris. Well, it's necessary training that can only be done in the cold winter months. Members of the East Peoria Fire Department taking part in ice rescues. They were at the lagoon at the edge of the parking lot at East Side Center. Before work began, the ice had to be tested to make sure it was safe for the training. Members of the department say because this type of work can only be done during a few months of the year, the training will continue through Friday. Our Alyssa Paldo will have more on the ice rescue training tomorrow on WMBD News.
Getting the best care for their kids, what brought a family to Central Illinois from Chicago.
Keep the dream alive with the restyled Honda Accord. The car that made Car and Driver's 10 Best a record 30 times just got better. With features like multi-angle rear view camera, standard. The restyled Honda Accord.
Thinking about a healthy lifestyle? A place to get fit? Then join 5 Points Washington. Voted #1 in Central Illinois for health and fitness 3 years in a row. Live healthy and find fitness at 5 Points Washington. Join today.
Did you know your favorite Family Fun store is also the place for comfortable leather furniture? At The Great Escape, we have leather sofas, sectionals, and home theater seats. Right now, save 50%, plus an additional 30% on all leather furniture. Just in time for the big game, get a room full of furniture for only $9.99. And save on Brunswick pool tables, game tables, bars, shuffleboard, and more. All backed by our low price guarantee. Only at The Great Escape.
Escape your everyday. Shop The Great Escape.
Start the year off with money in your pockets from KBL's 20% store-wide sale on decorative items, artwork, furniture, lighting, ceiling fans, and more. Now is the time to save like never before on KBL Design Center style. KBL Design Center, Peoria and Normal.
You've upgraded all your old technology, so what about this? It's time to get into the new with Ford. New is EcoBoost technology. New is a foot-activated liftgate. New is tougher, stronger, and lighter. New is Ford, America's best-selling brand. Now get into a new Focus, Fusion, or Escape with 0% financing for 60 months plus $2,000 trade assist cash. Only at your local Ford dealer.
This portion of WMBD News brought to you by Green Ford.
Well, Peoria, you asked for it and Ford is doing it. So this month only at Green Ford, we're offering 0% for 72 plus $2,000 trade-in assistance on the 15 Focus, 16 Fusion, and the 15 and 16 Escape. This is nuts. And you can get up to $10,000 off the F-150, $5,000 off the Transit Connect, and $8,000 off the Taurus. Nobody beats a Green Ford deal. You gotta go to Green.
You're watching WMBD News at 10.
Only 10% of people who go into cardiac arrest outside of a hospital survive. But thanks to some quick action at a health club in Bloomington, a local doctor can consider himself lucky. Last month, Dr. William Neal collapsed while exercising at Four Seasons Health Club. Another member and several employees immediately began CPR and used an automated external defibrillator on Dr. Neal. That's until paramedics arrived. Now, it helped save his life. Neal says he wouldn't be here today without them.
A lot of times people have the knowledge but don't have the courage to step up and use it. They're worried, I'm not going to make a mistake, and luckily both Mary Beth and Mike stood up and did the right thing.
The four people who helped save Neal's life were recognized today by the American Heart Association for their quick action.
Living with cerebral palsy can be a struggle, especially for kids. It's why a family in Chicago moved to Central Illinois. WMBD's Shane Gustafson has more on how Easter Seals is helping them reach their potential.
For 4-year-olds Cooper and Maddox Santoni, this is more than a trip to the pool.
The pool temperature is about 92 degrees, 91, 92. The warm water really helps to relax their muscles.
Relaxing their muscles is difficult. The twins, born 14 weeks premature, both have cerebral palsy.
I think you stop at nothing once you realize that this is your life. It's not everyone's, I hate to use the word normal, but it's your normal.
What's normal now was once uncertainty. It's what brought the Santoni family to Easter Seals. They moved to Peoria from Chicago for the specialized care.
That was what led us here, to be able to try to find something under one roof that had the medical aspect. So it's a commitment that is, we're all in.
The twins have made huge strides since they've started. They're able to run on their own, but they're even better in the water.
When they first started coming to the adaptive lessons, neither one of them were really big on water being poured onto their head or blowing bubbles.
But now, in addition to blowing lots of bubbles, their therapists have seen success on several levels.
They are very happy with the progress that they're making, and they feel that it has helped tremendously with the boys, and the boys love it. Boys love coming to swim lessons.
Both boys are still working to become independent, and they're being evaluated for spinal surgery to help achieve that goal.
We have had wonderful therapists. We have had wonderful, wonderful engagement and wonderful interaction.
But the family says without Easter Seals, their twins would have never made this much progress.
You need people who are around that are smarter than you, that know more than you, that can help you understand from a medical perspective what these words mean or what this means.
In Peoria, Shane Gustafson, WMBD News.
The family learned about Easter Seals while waiting for the twins to be released from the neonatal intensive care unit. You can learn more about Easter Seals by heading to the website kidstherapyprogress.org. Bradley's coach makes a fashion statement in his first game against ISU. Kurt has the rivalry game ahead in sports.
Now is the time. Lose weight, gain strength, train harder. Be a part of Peoria's